Oh hi, it's Bukai, and welcome back to another video of IdleOn on our solo Let's Play challenge. So, as you can see, the internet still isn't fixed, and unfortunately I misread this shipment number on there for my previous one, otherwise I probably would have made some different decisions. But I was reading the shipment number and not the order streak, so you can see there that the order streak is 1. Kinda sucks, was a waste of the actual bullfrog horns, as I probably would have been able to keep a lot more of them had I just waited and let the streak number reset itself on there. And here I'm just showing off some of my statues and what I've got. The character's not amazingly leveled up on the statues, but you know, it's decently enough. It's hard to get them with one character. A journeyman would make it significantly easier, as they're just a rare farming machine and a, crystal mob farming machine on there. Now, the other thing that I do forget to do is I have the battle axe stamp, and I noticed it right there when I opened up my actual storage, and I put in the battle axe stamp that I had gotten and start dumping to fill it. I should have actually gone down and just picked up some more of those green leaves and just plugged that up further, as the battle axe is just a really good stamp. But instead, I just keep boosting up my percentage damage. And to those of you who are asking where's my damage coming from, it's here. It's coming from stamps. It is coming from alchemy and a little bit on the actual build. But the most important one is the actual stamps, alchemy, and post office. Now, here I buy all the stamps that are actually available, considering I've got the cash. The last one, the FBI investigation, I don't think is actually even available. Even if you have a purple coin, I don't. So I can't even check that to tell you guys on there. But as far as my knowledge goes, I believe that you can't even buy that right now. It's just a placeholder. I should have actually gone to that task board, considering, and actually spent it, spend the actual point in the game, mainly considering I had the ability to. I was right there, I just didn't. Now, here I stop off at the mimics. I was thinking of actually grinding here to get the actual Zao rather than going back to the good old-fashioned mafiosos. So I just climbed down the mimic hole, murdering everything down here type thing. And you'll see a pretty risky movement thing that I do on there to try and stack them all up at once, and that could have gone real bad of me going into the portal. And you'll see in a second that I could have lost out on my Coliseum tickets that I had actually clicked on earlier and just didn't notice. So it's a good thing that I didn't mess up that little flourish. And yes, I did just chuck that item on the ground. It's not worth going back for the silver. I mean, it's not efficient. Probably should have sold it. And I probably should have done the same with the Mimic Teeth. But whatever. I didn't, and I don't really mind missing out on it type thing. So from here to the end of the video, we're going to be sitting on the actual mafiosos here. Just simply considering I'm trying my hardest to get that actual drop to get the string bludgeoned. When I do, I can get the upgradable for it. Now, I'm still undecided whether I should ignore a bit of Zao's and go to the actual crab cakes in order to get the last 2 nougat cakes that I need in order to continuously boost up my in order to boost up the good old-fashioned spear on there to the Enforced Slasher. Now, the Enforced Slasher is a decent-sized power spike. However, it's costly to produce, but my reasoning for it is if I can get the Enforced Slasher, it'll actually make Cattle Prod's quest easier here, where I actually fail it on this video. And not in this video, but I actually fail it the first time where I try and do the Mocking Shout, and just the pathing that I took just wasn't that great initially, and I end up failing it by, if I had to guess, considering I forfeited the quest beforehand, but I was at around 3 seconds left with 4 mobs, and the 4 mobs were on the lower platform, and it was like, yeah, I'm not getting it, and so I just hit the forfeit. I think that it might be better to go to the crab cakes, and I'm not doing it right away, just simply considering I'll still have to go back to the good old sand pots on there to build them up as a Zao stack and to get 10 of the good old glass shards on there in order to build the string bludgeon. And it's a 1 in 500,000 drop chance, so There's no guarantee I'll get it before the Zao, and I'll be sitting here for a while. Versus I can get the actual power spike I need early, and the Enforced Slasher before World 3 launch. I can't guarantee it, but if World 3 continues with the same pattern as World 1 and 2 have, the Tier 3 of the actual power upgrade stones should be available inside of the shop at World 3. I could be wrong. This is just me guessing. I know as much as you about World 3. I'm not in any alpha. I'm not in any tests underneath there. This is pure speculation. But if it is, then those power spikes can go into that actual Enforced Slasher, increasing my damage as a whole. So it's one thing that I'm pretty much going to want to be investing in on there. You're going to be seeing that I'm hitting my Mocking Shout here, and at this point I'm kind of making a decision that I need to go run into Sandcastles and go use Mocking Shout over there, because there's not enough of the actual mafiosos up left alive in order to actually make this worth it. So I sit back and just murder them, and yeah, once the Mocking Shout is low enough on there that I'm not going to make it to the top, I just decide to go right back into the mafiosos. And that was my thought processes for that section there. Unfortunately for this video on there, there's a lot of footage that I ended up having to lose due to the fact of OBS was recording my mouse movements when I tabbed out to go do some video editing to let it run. I don't know why, because it was running through a VM, but whatever. So with that, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a like, a subscribe. Let me know in the comments what I can do to improve. And if you guys didn't, pass it on to your enemies. And if you guys would like, I've got a little coffee shop in the link below where you can buy me a coffee. Take care.